When you think of stand-up comedy, the name Jay Leno certainly comes to mind. Acclaimed TV late-night host and stand-up comedian Jay Leno is coming to the FIM Capitol Theatre tonight, and we're so happy to be joined by him now on Good Morning Michigan. Hey there, Jay.
How are you? I'll see you tonight. It's a matter of hours, so I'm excited.
Yes, we are excited to have you come to Flint, and you know, Flint is the vehicle city, and you're a big car guy. Have you ever gotten any cars from this area?
Well, yes, I have. My first car out here in California was a '55 Buick Roadmaster, which I still have, and of course, Buick Flint was the home of Buick, so that's kind of cool.
Oh, very cool indeed. So let's talk about the show itself. I mean, you stay pretty busy. How many stand-up shows are you doing every year?
About 150, something like that. I enjoy it. I was a stand-up comedian before the Tonight Show. I was a stand-up comedian during the Tonight Show. I go out during the weekends. TV jobs only last a certain amount of time. I was lucky mine lasted 22 years. Sometimes they only last 13 weeks. But I enjoyed it immensely. It was great fun. But I always went out on the road and worked on material and tried it, to bring back to the Tonight Show. So I'm having a good time now. This is one of my favorite times in my career. I've taken politics out of my act. I just don't discuss it anymore. People, hey, you said this about Trump. You don't talk about Biden. So it's a comedy show. Come have fun. It's loose. Rodney Dangerfield and I were very close. I knew Rodney 40 years. I have no idea if he was Republican or Democrat. We never discussed it. We only discussed jokes. And that's hopefully what the show will be about. What the show is all about.
Well, hey, more than 100 shows a year, that's pretty impressive if you ask me. What do you enjoy the most about just being up there on the stage?
Well, I like people. I never stand, I meet acts that say, I don't want to meet, no, I want to go in the back way. I don't want to see any of the public. I mean, if you don't like people, why are you in this business? I mean, to me, I tend to get something from each person I met. Sometimes it's the funny way they talk or the way they use a certain word, and you just keep your eyes and ears open, and plus just funny things happen on the road. I mean, I travel by myself. I don't have a road manager or any of that kind of stuff. So consequently, I can get the full brunt of it. Whenever I meet comedians, the most fun part of their career is the early part. When they get really famous and they have an entourage and someone goes ahead and clears everything, nothing funny happens to them anymore, And so I enjoy it. I enjoy the process. I enjoy a live audience more than staring into a TV camera.
There you go. It sounds like you're still having fun out there. So on top of, being on stage, you're also a children's book author as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, well, that's a few years ago now, but it turned out to be a really popular book. It was called Roast Beef Could Fly. It was a true story about my family growing up. Italian family dinner was always a big thing. And my dad had just bought one of those new rotisseries at the time, where the fork, you put the meat on the long skewer there, and then you put the thing in it goes around. And I was a young kid, and my mother would tie the roast beef up and string, he did that to keep from falling apart. And I kept reaching up, but I couldn't. I was trying to get some of the juice in the meat, and I couldn't reach it. So I had an ace comb, and I would stick it in and get a little piece of the fat, and then the comb got stuck in the string, and I let it go, and then it went around and around, and the comb melted onto the roast beef. So like a kid, I'll just walk away. That'll fix the problem, But it's down to dinner. My dad starts cutting the roast beef, and all else goes. And clunk, a big piece of melted plastic falls off, and the meat is all pink underneath. My father goes, what's going on? Well, that's my comb. It melted in the meat. Oh, Dad, everybody. Oh, my dad took the roast beef, he threw it out in the yard, and the dog, we had this old dog. When that roast beef went across, the dog must have jumped 20 feet and caught the roast beef in midair, ran into the bushes with it. I mean, it's like hilarious. My dad was furious. He's screaming at me. Everybody just had potatoes and vegetables for dinner. Yeah. So it was a true kid story.
Oh, that's a great story to share with us this morning. And sounds like someone owes you some roast beef. Maybe someone will take you out for some roast beef when you're here in Flint. Again, Jay Leno coming to the Capitol Theatre tonight. There are still some tickets available, so you can go to the website tickets.thefim.org to get those last few tickets. A big thanks to you, Jay, for coming on the show today. It was great chatting with you, my friend.
Thank you, my friend. Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.